What's going on, everybody? Today I want to show off another little Pokemon haul that I picked up locally here. We've got a couple of shops in town that do still sell singles and kind of bulk boxes to dig through and stuff like that. So I went digging and this is what I brought home. Recently reconnected with a buddy who wants to play retro with me, retro Pokemon cards. He played Pokemon a ton as a kid. It's a huge part of his life growing up. It's his favorite game. It means the world to him, so he's really excited to have someone to kind of play with again, and I personally am really excited to have someone to play with locally. We got a couple people I play with online and stuff, and that's fine, but there's something different about playing cards at a table with someone as opposed to through a webcam. There's just something a little more real about it. But we went he came over last weekend and we went out hunting to kind of start rebuilding some of his retro core stuff, starting to pick up some of the staples for base Neo, base Rocket, that kind of different formats and things. And I found myself a pile of cards as well, and I just kind of wanted to go through what I pulled. I'm pretty happy with the haul overall. We found a box that was supposed to be 50 cents a piece, and that was fine. Some cards were better than that, some cards were less than 50 cents. As it turned out, it wasn't 50 cents a piece. They were just in a box that said that, so we ended up having to pay real prices anyway. But the guy gave us a really, really good deal on stuff. They had a buy three, get one free, and then also just a good pricing on a lot of stuff anyway. There was a lot of stuff that was less than 50 cents. There was a lot of stuff that was a couple dollars a piece or something like that. So it turned out, it balanced itself out pretty well. I picked up a couple of cool cards, as you can see from the top here, Sidra, and we'll get into that in a little bit, but I just wanted to go through it. I think it was fun the last time we did this. It was fun to make, so I thought it'd be fun to kind of dig through it again. Of course, as I said, I did get a foil Sidra. There is a little bit of a crease there on the side, which doesn't mean anything to me because I can sleeve it and it means nothing, and all I want to do is play with these. So I don't really mind that it's in less than perfect shape. I got it for a basically damaged price, so I think I spent a couple of dollars on this, so I was really happy about that. Great foil. Love Sidra. Scyther's one of my favorite Pokemon. Sidra's great too. False Swipe is an awesome power. This is a cool card. And the other foil that I picked up was a Heracross. He is also a little bit creased on the side and at the top. Again, totally fine with me because I get him for basically damaged price, and I think he was like $3 or something. I was really happy with it. He's also got an incredibly pronounced swirl, which I'm really happy about. This is a really cool card too. Being able to do just like a ton of damage to Oko for alligators and stuff is a powerful thing. A couple of grass type Pokemon I picked up. Picked up 3 Yamas. I like the shockwave power on this. If flip coin if heads, this attack does 10 damage to each of your opponent's Pokemon. I like the idea of trying to build like a spread damage deck. I know there aren't a ton of effects that go around it, but just a little bit of a power that sprinkles damage all over the board is a fun thing. I want to see if there's something I can build to just cheese this into. Probably nothing competitive by any means, but I don't know. I like decks that are fun, so I'm going to do something with it. I also picked up a Hoppip. I was 1 short of the 4 I needed for finishing my Jumpluff deck. I picked up a Shuckle because every time I see a Shuckle, I'm going to buy it because he's incredible. Look at him. Look how great he is. Hair on him. No reason to have bought him. He's just awesome. I love Shuckle. Picked up a Neo Gloom. Again, not really much of a reason to buy this, but being a Neo card for less than 50 cents is pretty impressive in and of itself, especially for a first edition, so I was happy with that. Getting into colorless Pokemon, I picked up an Eevee from Neo Discovery. And maybe it's Death. No, I think it's Discovery. This one's really, really cool, especially if we get into doing the Neo On format. It's not really the one you'll run. You'll run the promo one most of the time, probably, if you're playing like base Neo. But We have been dabbling with the e-reader stuff, so getting a little bit prepared for Neo On is an idea I'm pretty into too. So picked this up. Nabbed a Lickitung. This gives me my 4th copy actually. Just finishes a playset of him. Good little support guy. I talked about him in the last video actually. Last couple colorless Pokemon here. We've got 2 Apoms. His Pilfer effect, being able to put him and any cards on him, plus a card from your discard pile into your deck, is cool, especially for decks that are going to burn through themselves real fast. Sometimes just teching one of these in is enough to keep yourself from losing the game in a pivotal spot. Also, 1st edition, so pretty excited about that. And 3 Dark Dragonairs. Dark Dragonite is cool, and having a Dark Dragonite deck is something that I would love to do eventually. And so finding 3 Dark Dragonairs for, I think they were like 37 or something cents a pop, I was pretty happy with that. Evolutionary Light is an awesome power. Just a good little tool for getting into higher stage decks. Not even if I don't play a Dark Dragonite, getting into a Dragonair to search your deck for an evolution card and get it is really, really good. Awesome little tech spot. Oh, Wiggly. Got a couple of fighting type Pokemon. I picked up a Donphan. Gonna build a Donphan deck. I like him too. And there's a couple of kind of memey Donphan decks that you could build. I'm gonna do it. This is my first one. I only found one. Was hoping to find 4 that day. Didn't. I got a 1st edition Pseudo Wudo. Again, basically just a Neo card for less than a quarter. Was impressive in and of itself, so I nabbed it. And a Neo Aerodactyl. This is a card I'm really excited about. This is a sweet card, and very good. Teched into a couple of spots in a couple of different decks. Prehistoric Memory, letting lower level Pokemon use their, or higher level Pokemon use their lower level powers is awesome. So I'm happy to have one of these. I've been meaning to pick these up for a while, and this one, as you can see, has a couple of creases in it, so this was way cheaper than the like $5 or $6 it's supposed to be. Just crazy for like a non-foil. I know it's a rare, but still, it was awesome to get it for real cheap. Water types are up next. Finally own a Lapras. I'm really happy about that. Having 1 or 2 of these to tech into a deck is really cool. And it's another one that, like, even the non-foils are like $14 or something. And so getting this for, I think it was just a couple of bucks, was awesome. Was really, really happy to finally have a copy of this in my possession. I would like to get one more. It's not a card I have any intention really of running like a full playset of anything, but having 2 to tech into stuff is a good, is exciting. I found 2 Dark Vaporeons. Not a particularly incredible card per se, but Dark Vaporeon is cool. It was pretty cheap, and it was another one that was in the 50-cent box, but was less than that, so I was happy to pick up. I got an Octillery. This is a cool card. Constrict is a nice effect, just 10 damage, 1 energy, get paralyzed if possible. But Octozuka is cool. It's not a ton of damage, but it basically makes your opponent's Pokemon a baby. So it's cool enough. Or I guess it sort of makes Octillery a baby. I don't know. It's a cool effect. And then 1 e-reader card, Sidra. 1 energy water splash for 20. It's fine. Water bullet, not great. But e-reader card in the value bin, taking it. Lightning types, we just picked up 5 of these. Got a Flaffy. I really want to build an Ampharos deck. I know it's terrible. I know Mareeps are all bad. I know all the Flaffies are not very good. And I know that really only one of the Ampharos is even okay. But I love Ampharos, so I want to build a deck with these. So I got one. Found a Dark Jolteon too. I was really excited about this. As a kid, this was one of my favorite cards. The art on this card is amazing. And the Lightning Flash ability, super good. this is an awesome card, and happy to have it. I got 2 different Lanturns. This is another Pokemon that I actually really like Lantern. And I know neither card is any good, but happy to have them. And the ability to turn his type into water is cool. And then he can do extra damage for each water energy attached to him, but not used to pay for the cost. I don't know. I think there's something you could cheese out of this. Maybe some kind of like Electrode, like fill a deck with water energies, make this guy water, load him up, and then put an Electrode on him for the 2 lightning. Something like that might be silly. Not worth it, but I think it'd be fun. I like Lantern. And again, Neo cards for a couple of cents a piece. Happy with it. And finally, one more e-reader card. Pikachu. Lightning Tail's okay. Tackle's fine. It's whatever. It's Pikachu. It's an e-reader card. It's like 13 cents. I'm okay with having that. Psychic types get a little more interesting. One of the things that's exciting is 3 copies of Dark Cadabra. This is an awesome card. Dark Alakazam is a cool deck in and of itself, and the Dark type Pokemon are all just kind of interesting anyway. Matter Exchange is fun. Mind Shock is good. I don't know. I'm happy to have Dark Cadabras. And this is another card that, like, weirdly enough, is like a few bucks most of the time, and he was like pennies. One idea that one of my playgroups has been toying with is removing the unknown rule, where you can only have 4 unknowns total in your deck, and you can now have up to 4 copies of any unknown, just like any other Pokemon card. And I don't know if that's good or bad or whatever. The unknowns really aren't good. But that being said, the fact that we're toying with that idea, I just grabbed every unknown I saw. So I got 2 Ds, 2 Es, 1 I, 1 K, 2 Ns, and an O. It is what it is. A, of course, is the foil meh anyway, but there are a couple of cool powers here. I don't know if I'll ever really use these guys, but if we ever do try the idea of you don't have to have just 4 unknowns in a deck, it might be fun to play a Pokemon the Movie 3 themed deck with just a ton of unknowns in it. Speaking of Pokemon 3, the next section we've got is fire types, which was the biggest haul of the day. I picked up 4 copies of the promo Entei. Again, not a incredible card, but a beautiful foil. I love these reverse foils like this. Just happy to have him, and it's for a promo being $1.50 or whatever these actually come out to, was really exciting. They had like 16 of them that someone traded in, so I got 4. Picked up a playset, figured why not. Picked up an extra Magbee. Awesome card. Everyone knows how staple Magbees are. I only own 1 of this, so having another one that I can tech into an additional deck, I'm excited about. Got 2 more copies of Quilava. I think this puts me at 4 copies of this guy. The other Quilava that exists, I think I only have 1 or 2 of, but this one I think I'm at 4 of now. I don't know if that matters ever, because you're really probably just going to breed her past your stage 2 or stage 1, but I love Quilava, and having a full playset of him is exciting. Ooh, another card that I was happy to get. I got a full playset of Dark Flareon. 4 copies of this in 1 little box. I thought it was awesome. Rage can be a powerful attack for 1, being able to do 50 damage. That can be pretty big. It is what it is. Especially if you can like focus band Flareon, that's cool. Playing with fire isn't a bad effect either, I guess. But I don't know. I like Dark Flareon. I love the art on this. I love the art on all 3 of the Dark evolutions. And to find a whole playset of it in that bin was really exciting. I got 2 copies of Fossil Magmar. Weirdly enough, I don't actually own this guy yet, and he's great. 70 HP, an attack that does damage for 1, and can prevent your opponent from doing damage next turn. He's a cool stall card, and also, of course, with Smog on him, Poison, it's essentially a Haymaker. So, exciting card. This was one I thought was really cool to find all in one spot. Especially because, weirdly enough, this card is, like, strangely expensive. I know it's just an iconic guy, but he's more expensive than he should be. And I was happy to find 4 of them in one spot. 4 Dark Charmeleons. I think I spent, like, $1 total on this whole playset of them. And that's great. They're, like, $4 or $6 or something on TCG Player, so I thought that was cool. Tail Slap for 20, Fireball for 70 is what it is. Just an iconic art. One of the coolest Rocket cards for me. Dark Charizard is also awesome, but don't have him quite yet. But to go with the Dark Charmeleon, I did end up getting myself accidentally 6 copies of Rocket's Charmander. Or, well, not Rocket's Charmander, but Team Rocket set Charmander. Didn't mean to do that. I was just grabbing them as I went. Thought I was only at 4. Was not. He took the pile and priced them. So I ended up buying 2 extra, like 8-cent Charmanders. But I got 4 Charmanders and 4 Charmeleons. So that's cool. Now I just got to find some Dark Charizards and do something with it. And another idea, or another deck. I kept saying this to my buddy as we were shopping. I was like, I'm buying all these cards for decks that I will probably never build, but I know exist. One of those, for example, is Growlithe and Arcanine. Getting a playset of each. Weirdly enough, I didn't own either one of these cards yet either. And there is a Arcanine Electrode deck that exists, so that can be built. So I thought, why not? I bought all the stuff to build Electrode the last time I showed you one of these videos. Might as well buy the rest of that deck. Is what it is. I don't really play base set only, but if I were to ever have someone who wants to play that format, I've at least got a deck that isn't just Haymaker. And it was playable, at least in the format, so happy to have it. That's the end of the Pokemon that I got. I did pick up 3 copies of Pokemon Center. Pokemon Center is a card that's like $5, and I was happy to find it for, I think these again were like $1 a piece or less than that even, so happy about that. Energy removal, buy them anytime you see them. Same with Gust of Wind. I got an Imposter Oak's Revenge. I don't actually own one of these yet, so that was cool. I won't use it a ton, but a control-y deck built around this, or not built around this, but built with this in it could be fun. Happy to have one. It's not a card I've actively ever looked for. But, again, for 15, 20 or whatever cents it was, I was happy to add it to the collection. Got a copy of Challenge. I personally am not the biggest fan of this card. I think it is what it is. The art is cool, and the buddy I was with absolutely loves it. So just for him, I picked up a copy. It's a fun effect. Giving your opponent like a choice to make is always kind of a fun power. But I only actually owned one of these myself, so having a second one is cool. An exciting get. I finally got a Chaos Gem. I've been looking for one of these for a long, long time, and I own one now. I would like one more, but really happy to have this. Being able to interrupt trainer play is so huge in the old school Pokemon formats. And even a first edition copy. This card was way cheaper than a non-first edition should cost, and it's first edition. On the subject of gyms, I also got an Eco Gym. This is my 3rd Eco Gym. You really are only ever going to run like 2 of them in a deck, but you run it in a few, so I was happy to add another one to the card pool. Another card to just add that I've already got is Professor Elm. Another card that I just buy every time I see him. Elm is such a staple, and you run 2 of them in just about every deck you're ever going to build. So adding more to the available pile of Elms I have is always welcome. on the same vein, 2 Professor Oaks. Again, just a staple. Buy it every time you see it. Miracle Berry, on the other hand, not nearly as much of a staple, but a Neo card for less than a quarter, always a good buy. And not a terrible effect. Not great. You're never really going to waste space on it, but there's opportunity, I guess, to play it. But I have one, maybe 2 of these, so getting closer to just a playset to say I have it, was fine with. And Ruin Wall is a card that is not particularly good, but if we do this idea of having multiple unknowns in a deck, maybe an unknown deck can exist, and if so, I probably want a Ruin Wall. I have 2 of these already. Having 3 gets me closer to 4, which I would probably run 4 of in a multiple unknown deck if we ever delve into making that a thing. And finally, I pulled a Metal Cube 1 Technical Machine. Not a particularly impressive card. Before doing damage, you can choose one of your opponent's bench Pokemon and switch it with the defending Pokemon. So it is cool, and it does 10 damage. So just a switch effect on an attack for 10 damage. These cards essentially add an attack to the Pokemon to your active Pokemon. But one of my favorite Pokemon is Xatu, and there is an e-reader Xatu who interacts with all the technical machine cards, and so anytime I see these different technical machines, I always pick them up. Just because one day, if we do get farther into this e-reader format thing, I'm definitely going to have a Xatu deck. As good or bad as it is, I will have it. And when I do, I will have the technical machines to make it happen. That is everything I brought home from my local Pokemon run. A haul I was really, really happy with. It was one of those things where I had him come over, and I was like, hey man, while you're here, you want to just check a couple stores out and see if there's anything you should pick up? And sure enough, that means I ended up spending a ton of money myself. I was hoping to find a Donphan, maybe a couple, for $1 or whatever a piece, spend like $4 and go home. Spent way more than that, but I think it's a cool haul. It's a little more interesting than the last one I posted. A couple of foils is always exciting. And there's a lot of stuff that I will use in here, and a lot of options I didn't have before, just new decks to build. I could literally finish Arcanine Electrode now, and so stuff like that. But I'm not going to take too much more of your time. Thank you so much for hanging out again. Stay tuned. I'll have some... I don't know what I'm going to do next. I'm always messing with a billion different games, so I never know what exactly I have on the docket. There are a couple of Digibattle decks I've still started building and haven't made a profile for that I'm really excited to do. There is... I want to do another Scorzy deck profile for a deck that I've been doing well with in the league that I'm in. So there's a couple things coming, but thanks for sticking around, and we'll see you when we see you.